This is the Logitech G Pro X2 SUPERSTRIKE. It is a gaming mouse that has the weirdest click I've ever encountered. But when I say weird, I don't mean bad. My first real kind of consciousness of the Superlight mice, which precede the SUPERSTRIKE, was seeing Counter-Strike players playing with these pink mice on stage and being like, what is that mouse? What is that mouse? I just dropped the new mouse. And here it is. So I think while I get this set up and good to go, I want to send you guys back in time to when I first tried out the Logitech G Pro X2 SUPERSTRIKE mouse at the London offices of Logitech.
Going to try out the mouse now. That's exciting. This is the keyboard I want, guys.
One.
Oh, there we go. Is this like with the Herman Miller?
I have mine quite hard.
Oh my God. Can I just take the whole setup with me, please?
Oh my God. That's so weird. Okay, right, that's weird. Oh my God. But it is moving. But you can't really, it's the cushioning underneath it. You can't feel. In a second. And then suddenly like it feels like a click again.
So it's so sensitive then it thought I clicked the ADS on the right click and I thought I hadn't anyway, but maybe my right finger just slightly touched it and then went ADS. So first impressions, it's just really soft. It's not, so the haptic feedback means you're not getting that kind of old school mouse click that has literally been the norm for decades. 30 milliseconds faster response rate, I think, than any other mouse out there, basically. It's a great first impression, but it's not a complete one yet because I definitely need to actually use the mouse at home and really put it through my own use case rather than just the one that's been set up for us here.
So here we have the mouse. If you're taking it on the go, obviously you've got this magnetic case so you can keep the dongle in. Here is the dongle. So nothing too new there. If you need to have a port adapter for a USB C to C cable, that is there. So that's also in the box here. This mouse will last about 90 hours on a full charge. Because of the new tech, this is a few grams heavier than this. I think we can cope with that. Really can't feel that much of a difference. There's my Superlight 2C, my original Superlight. So shape-wise, we're not looking at anything massively changed from the original ambidextrous Superlight mouse. Really, the big game changer is the click. So let's go about setting that up. I've opened up Logitech G Hub because this is where we're going to customize the mouse and get it to really feel like the mouse that's going to take things over the line. What is going to win us games? This is the first time I have plugged the mouse into the computer, so there's lots of things that I can configure here. I'm going to set my DPI to 800. I don't think many people are going to speak about B-Hop mode when they're talking about this mouse and reviewing this mouse, but I'm actually going to experiment with this. The reason being, I am an accidental scroll wheeler. This is something you'll be quite familiar with the Logitech mice, I'm sure, in terms of changing the default settings of the DPI. That's something we're pretty much all similar with, right? We're not going to do loads of assigning stuff because I want to get into the games. And here's our hits configuration. So our actuation point here. How much do we want to press down before the click registers? So this is pretty cool, right? Because you can actually test and see how it feels. It's almost like a pressure sensor. So you can see that normally when I click a mouse, it hits this point, right? I rarely get to that long click. That's me right now. I'm pushing down hard and long on the mouse. So this is normally this point in G Hub. Just over the halfway line. That's like how much I normally depress a mouse click. If I move it to short click, then it's going to register that action before I've even finished pressing down the mouse. That is insanely fast. I'm going to set my left mouse button to 1. I'm going to set my right mouse button to slightly longer than that. Because normally if I'm clicking the right mouse button, I'm going to set it to there. That's enough for me to get a scope out if I'm in game. But also it means that if I accidentally bump the right click, it's not going to instantly put me into ADS, aim down sight. Because sometimes I don't want to be in ADS and sometimes I accidentally press it as a bad habit. So actually I want to have a slightly longer right click. Rapid trigger. Select the mouse button, move the slider in order to change the rapid trigger intensity. So if we enable rapid trigger, we can make that incredibly fast. What rapid trigger is asking us, remember, is when do we want the action to reset? So do we want the action to reset as soon as I press that? Maybe not. I'm thinking about recoil control and what that's going to do to reset the action here. So I am going to actually move rapid trigger to 2 at the moment, I think. I think 2 is cool. And then in terms of click haptics, this is the physical feel. So if I want the click haptics to be strong and to feel more traditional, I'm going to put it all the way up. It's still not going to make the traditional click sound. You can hear something. This is much more about the physical feel of the mouse. If I put it on strong, I can really feel that. You can absolutely hear it, yeah? If I put it all the way down to off, you can barely hear anything, right? There's a real resistance there. I really want to feel like I'm actually clicking something. And if I was to play with this off when I'm in game, it wouldn't feel like I'm clicking anything at all. So the haptic feedback is really necessary to give us that kind of feel like we're playing something, we're having impact. I think I'm going to try this on a 2 and see how it feels. This is the joy of this. We can recalibrate whenever we want using Logitech G Hub. Okay, here we go. This is my first game and Blitz with this mouse. I'm really excited. I'm going to put the clip haptics onto 4 now. I definitely need to have a lot more kind of feedback, I think. I do not have my glasses on, but I know someone's over there. Oh, shoot. No! Not again! You know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And I feel like the mouse really feels really nice and intuitive. Like I feel like it's calibrated to what I want it to be right now. But I should also keep experimenting. So I used a Twitch stream to experiment. I played some Fortnite and actually my first game of Blitz, I got the victory royale I have been hoping for. It's been a hot minute since I last played aimbots in Counter-Strike, but I managed 84 kills per minute with the M4, which I was impressed with. I wonder how long it takes for the guns to reset their first bullet accuracy. Because I think the mouse is faster than that. This is the fastest gaming mouse on the market. The click is 30 milliseconds faster than any other mouse out there, and it really shows, despite my skills being rather rusty. And I think I might have to stream some more Counter-Strike. Yes! Thank you very much, Logitech, for sending me the Logitech G Pro X2 SUPERSTRIKE gaming mouse. I know that already we're seeing esports pros around the world playing this, and I think it's already sold out, but do try and get your hands on one if you can. And let me know in the comments which game you'll be using it to play.